Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard Lewis Brown. I'm going to say it again. Good evening, everyone. My name is Richard Lewis Brown. Today is October 12th, 2022. As you know, I'm the duly elected Local 1000 president. As you know, they're trying to, quote, remove me from office. They're trying to remove me from office. Why? Money. Why? Politics. And because I'm a black man in America, it makes it kind of easy for them. You say, well, what do you mean? You're always talking about race, Richard. When I try to get away from race, race runs right back and takes first place. And why is that? Because I am a descendant of the enslaved African. Now, I'm sorry that these other so-called African Americans who call themselves leaders in this country don't know how to address race and still be authentic. I'm sorry about that. But I'm not running from that. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every white person in America is racist or prejudiced, but some are. And this is the reason why they're trying to silence your vote here in Local 1000. Some of these people are racist. Some of them are prejudiced. They're trying to silence the voters of Local 1000. Let me say it for you again. Today is October 12th, 2022. I'm Richard Lewis Brown, your duly elected Local 1000 president. And even though the court said that I can't say anything or do anything as the Local 1000 president until that situation is resolved at the Sacramento Superior Court, Department 27, under that current judge, Stephen Gerbisher, let me say this for you tonight, and I haven't said this in ages. I was the duly elected president of Local 1000. And it's unfortunate how racism is playing a major role in trying to remove me out of here. Now, we talked about it last week on how this so-called great governor, Gavin Newsom, refuses to recognize black people in California by approving Juneteenth as a paid state holiday for state employees. And some people say, well, are you sure that's racial? I know it's racial. And so I wanted to walk away from that, but I can't. Because here we are again with the LA City Council. They've been caught. But oh, in the great state of California, the #1 state in the nation, even with our character flaws, some people on the board were being racist. But they weren't white people. Listen to how I say this. There were some people on the LA City Council board talking, laughing, conversing, and saying things that were inappropriate, racially insensitive. But they weren't white people. They were Latinos, Latinas. Oh, I'm going to dig in deep tonight. See, I've been waiting for this. I always tell y'all that I'm waiting. I try to wait for the right time to open my mouth to really go at somebody. With love and respect. But the truth in this always comes out. These were Latinos and a Latina talking stuff. But they are a representation of other Latinos and Latinas in this state who don't like black people. Some of these Latinas and Latinos are married to black people. You know who you are. I'm going to dig in deep tonight. Now, it ain't going to be all about race tonight. Because we know in this country, voting matters unless it's Local 1000. Voting matters in this country. Voting has consequences, except for Local 1000. So I have my ballot here, so we're going to make history. I'm going to tell you how I'm voting on some candidates running for office tonight, because nobody else in this country will show you how they vote. They'll tell you how they voted, but you have no proof, because I am your transparent one. Always have been, always will be. These other so-called individuals in Local 1000 who claim under their banner or sigil, that we're members for transparency, we're members for change. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie, and the truth of God is not in them. That's not what they were created to do. But let's get to that LA City Council. really quickly. What's her name? Nuri Martinez and Kevin DeLeon. Remember Kevin DeLeon? Mr. Smooth Hustler Kevin DeLeon, former California state senator. Gil Cedillo. And there was somebody else there too. Ron Herrera. And so she made a comment about one of the councilmen. I guess he's a white man. And he has a black child. And he referred to that black child as a little monkey. A little monkey. Let me share something really quickly, then I'll go to Derek's hand that's raised. I know some black folks in LA. I have relatives in LA. And they told me things about the Latino community. Not every Latino is real. There are some Latinos who want to be white, who want to look down upon not just black people, but other Latinos as well, and they'll sell you out. Now, that's what the black folks in LA always tell me. Okay. We got some good black folks in the community, and we got some sellouts in the black community. There's some good white folks, but unfortunately, it's the prejudiced ones and the racist ones who always seem to cast all the dirt over the good white folks in America. Go back in U.S. history. There were some white folks. What was that white man who was fighting? And he was waging war, Mr. John Brown. So you think that I'm so pro-black that I can't see the goodness in everyone else. That's a lie. Remember, I got elected off of white people. But in LA, in this council, they were saying things among each other and they felt confident. Why is that so important, Richard? I mean, Local 1000 just sent out an email tonight. They said that they condemn this. They don't condemn any damn thing. Forgive me, God. I cursed on camera. But I'm going to say it again. They don't condemn this, Local 1000, this cool leadership. That's an absolute lie. Billy Hall, DLC 744 president. You just as racist as those down in southern LA. And they told me to not go into Lassen County because the white people in Lassen County were racist. Maybe there are some white people in Lassen County who are racist. I don't care. Because I was fighting for jobs in Lassen County for our represented employees, whether they paid money or not, to Local 1000. But let me get back to this LA City Council and these Latinos and Latina that was talking that stuff. First of all, I know Latinas and Latinos. I love them, and they love me. Now, I know growing up in California, many of you have your opinions about blacks and Asians and Mexicans and blah, 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 blah. Real quick. So, as you know, I lived in Arizona for a period of time. I had an excellent relationship with 9 out of 10 Mexicans. Are those the same type of Mexicans here in California? Nope, they are not. But then again, the black folks that I was raised with ain't out west. Respectfully, not including South Central LA, not including Long Beach, Compton, Oaktown. Y'all cool with me. But they were saying this. Well, why is that so important, Local 1000? Because Local 1000, your president who you elected, met with Ron Herrera. But you didn't know about that. You didn't know about that, did you? I met him in 2021, in October. Why did I go down to meet the Los Angeles Labor Federation president? Because he was sizing me up, because they want us to spend money on politics, and I said, oh no. Not while I'm the president, but you got some racist people in this state of California, in the Democratic Party. I see you, Court Okamura, watching. I hope you watch tonight, because I'm going to talk about you too. She's the former Vice President, Secretary Treasurer of Local 1000. She's retired, living her best life on her CalPERS pension. Congratulations, Cora, but I'm going to call you out anyway. I met Ron Herrera. Nice man. In fact, his closest confidant the hand to the president was a black man. I wonder if that black man knew that the man he served was racist. I just wonder. But remember how I met him? Through the encouragement of who? Mr. Latino, David Jimenez, and Miss Latina, Annika Walls. They were determined to make me meet him. Why? Because they were trying to size up and tell him, we're going to run Richard's ass out of office. But you thought I was just talking about Billy Hall being prejudiced. No, I was waiting for it to come out. Because you have some Latinos and Latinas, some Mexican Americans who think they're better than black people in this country. And if you think David and Annika are going to fight for you to get a great contract, think again. They're not going to do a damn thing for you. They'll sell you out. If they don't like what I'm saying, come on here and get at me. Any of you so-called Local 1000 leaders who have the truth of God in you, come on my video and talk to me. And we're going to talk about all this money you're giving this Gavin Newsom. Another $1 million. Ron Herrera. You say, we don't think you met him. Oh, yes, I did. That's why I have his phone number in my phone. Don't ever challenge me. Don't ever try to question me. Not that I'm better than you, but when it comes to talking that truth, when you run up on me, you run up on the right one. And that's where I wear this gold, to keep you enthused, to let you know. Just because you see a black man wearing the gold, a symbol of African men, and the diamonds are a symbol of African women, don't ever think it's derogatory. Remember, when we did have a financial system, it was weighed against gold. That's when money meant something. Now it's weighed against perception. That's another story for another day. Local 1000 sends out that email this evening, acting like they care. Did they care when a white woman, Teresa Taylor, told me to suck a dick, Cora Okamura? You and your righteousness? So many of you so-called righteous ones hide behind the Bible, like historically they did in America to enslave Africans. But then you want to turn around and preach on Facebook, Cora Okamura. Go preach to someone else. Because the righteousness that you proclaim was nowhere around to be found when a white woman used her pristine credit card charge to tell me, suck a dick. And then she taught her child that same racist ability when the child said, eat a dick. Think about that this evening. Well, I thought you were just talking about the Latinos and their prejudice. No, I'm calling all you cats out tonight. Like I did last Wednesday night. I want to walk away from it. Honestly, God said, no, Rich. You'll come right back to it. Now, I sent somebody to you to help you. Isaac. All these so-called leaders of Local 1000, but when they told me to suck a dick and eat a dick, none of these so-called leaders condemned that. They didn't send out an email about that, did they? They didn't do a press release about that, did they? Then you wonder why I called them racist, Billy Hall. You thought I forgot what you said to me years ago, Billy Hall? I didn't forget. I'm just waiting. See, I didn't tell all the other black folks what you said to me, Billy Hall, years ago. Because if I had, there would have been a revolution already. Some of these so-called Mexicans in California don't like black people. They think they want to be white. There are some in Texas who are the same way. And they scream out social justice. They scream out Cesar Chavez. But yet when a racist white woman told me to suck a dick and eat a dick, you couldn't find a Mexican to help me. Not all Mexicans, because there's some good Mexicans, like there's some good black folks. And so if I'm calling out these Mexicans, let me call my own too. These so-called black folks here in the state of California. Woo! Back to the LA City Council. You got caught. Now, can we forgive people like that? Absolutely. Do they want to be forgiven? No. No, they don't. They'll give an apology. They said that Ron Herrera stepped down. So what? Every time someone gets caught saying something racist, oh, well, I'm really sorry. Let me issue my apology. Maybe he'll call me sometime. Maybe he'll come on video and talk to me. He probably won't. When I went down to meet him in the year 2021, I didn't tell nobody because I couldn't tell people what I was doing because I didn't want to bring the spotlight to these people. Because they would face criticism. But I was trying to build alliances. I was strategizing, everyone. And here's a person I went down and spoke to in confidence with David. But you guys think that David is so sweet, so innocent. He's just as prejudiced and racist as Ron Herrera and Annika Walls. And before someone says, well, Annika's married to a black man, I could care less who she's married to. Tell her I said so. She knows where I live. Her husband has my phone number. Brother from Oakland. What's that have to do with us getting a new contract? Until white people in this union say enough is enough, get these individuals out of here, you won't get a good contract. You'll never have a good contract. Because when you put the right one in here in the position of leadership, I made some mistakes, but in the position of leadership, you let them remove me. You didn't say, you know what, she's got to go. And the black folks in LA who went down to that council meeting on Monday or Tuesday and raised holy hell, I salute you. Stay strong. I want everyone on Facebook to watch me tonight. I know you watch. I want Cora Okamura to watch. She tries to act so religious and so pious on Facebook. I don't believe you, Cora. You watched Yvonne Walker do all that dirt all those years and you never said a word. You stayed quiet. And that's why she didn't choose you to run with her again in 2015. She chose Teresa Taylor because Teresa Taylor keep her mouth shut. And do as she was told. She never liked you, Cora. I'm coming in tonight. See, I keep telling y'all I'm holding so much back. I can't tell you all in one night. It's too much. If you want a good contract, put your president back in his position with his powers. You will not get a good contract. Let me say this for you. I'll go to Derek and then I'll start doing this voting thing. If you want someone that's going to fight for you, regardless of your color, put me back in. If you don't know how, contact me. Contact the media and say, what the hell is going on here in my union? But maybe you don't care. Let me say this to you. When you lost 3 days with Schwarzenegger, the Republican, you said it could never happen again. You lost 1 day, 2010, then you lost another day while under a signed contract, 2012. You lost 2 days with that Democrat. Then you lost 2 days with this current Democrat. And then you're going to turn around and vote for this guy again? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Well, Richard, that wasn't very righteous. You didn't say that with a lot of love and tenderness in your heart. I didn't. Because I think you're stupid if you do that. This man was going to take 2 days of pay for 2 straight fiscal years from you while under a signed contract. And you're going to turn around and give this man money? This is the current leadership you have in Local 1000. This is why I got elected, to stop the stupid madness, the benevolent bullshit. Now, you heard me talk about how proud I am to be mama's black boy. You've heard me go at black folks. You've heard me go at white folks. You hear me now going at these Mexicans. Not all of them, but a few. I go at everybody with equal passion. A lot of black folks thought that I was a sellout because I went at Yvonne Walker. I am not a sellout. If you're looking for a sellout black person, go to our union. There's some people walking around. They'll be glad to help you. Then any of these so-called black folks who are so damn proud, Black Lives Matter, they were lying the whole time. Because when it was time to show up for Juneteenth, these black folks were nowhere around to be found. It wasn't the white folks' fault. Not this one. No, sometimes you have to claim accountability, sole responsibility. These black folks in the union speak out? Nope, stay quiet. stuck on stupid. I just want to make sure that when I'm laying your asses out, that I do it with equal love and equal respect to all the different groups. That's why I'm going at Cora Okamura. She's part of the Asian group. They're very slick sometimes, some of these so-called Asians. You try to be so slick, so cunning. Try again. You're not from Europe. I'm coming for you. Now I'm supposed to be depressed, demoralized, down and out. I'm supposed to have given up. That ain't what that Nigerian gal told me. You ain't giving up. That ain't what Isaac told me. You know who you are. You know who you are. Okay. So go ahead, Derek. You can put your hand down.
Good evening, Mr. President. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, loud and clear.
Right. So I just got a few things I want to say tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to start by saying I love the topic of the hour, which is benevolent bullshit. Okay. Let's start there. I am so disgusted at not just the SEIU webpage, but if you go on their social media pages right now, there's a whole lot of that don't be on there right now we're speaking. First off, it's so bass backwards the way they're running things right now. They don't want to talk about the assembly, they don't want to talk about the bill that Gavin Newsom signed, which is not going to allow Juneteenth as a state-recognized holiday. They're just going to let that slip right through the cracks. Then they want to talk about this concert that was going on a few weeks ago. By the way, if you guys actually look up the artist of that concert that they were promoting and so heavily cheering on like a bunch of cheerleaders, that same individual burned the U.S. flag down at a concert well over 20 years ago. It's facts, look it up. The third thing I wanted to bring up is if you go onto the social media page right now, they are talking about Indigenous America's Day, which they're overshadowing, the Columbus Day. And hey, I get what's going on. Some people will recognize it as this, some others will recognize it as this. But they got the map up there. I find that so interesting because they're trying to defer themselves from any kind of racial, stereotypical kind of like hypocrisy that this union has been going on for a while. Let's start with that map they put up there. Now, I can openly pull up my DNA, and I'm not talking about my Iowa background, but let's be honest. If people want to say in these committees that they're more Native American than I am, I'm willing to put up my data on the screen to outnumber them. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but I feel like a lot of this is just all pretentious BS. I'm getting tired of it. It's getting really sickening to see a bunch of grown men and women and an organization acting like this over issues that have nothing to do with the workers or the working conditions of the employees in the state of California. It's getting really sickening. And the last thing I wanted to bring up, going back to Ms. Okamura, not only am I proud to be a Native American, but I'm also a member of another tribe, and I'm really disturbed because this individual, and I'm sorry, Cora, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but I was that individual that you wrote that message to approximately a week ago during our high holidays, and I find it so coincidental that as a Jewish individual, you would put up a tabloid story that talks about our governor and sends people to a link. And the question is the governor Jewish or not? Well, here's why I find that very offensive. First of all, Cora, are you alluding to the fact that the governor may be Jewish because he's in a position of power and there's a lot of successful, wealthy Jews in this country? Is that what you're alluding to? Or are you alluding to the fact that he might be Jewish because of his physical features? Either way, it was damn well offensive, and I'm not just asking, I'm actually demanding from an apology from Ms. Okamura and anyone who buys into her BS that was going along with her, because let me tell you right now, this union is racist, they are prejudiced, But it's all about the status quo. They're prejudiced and racist. Just call it like it is. I'm gonna call it. If it quacks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, it is a duck. If it walks like a duck, it's a duck. I'm sorry. I'm taking up a lot of time. I'm gonna go off in a rage right now because I'm so pissed about this. But I want to see these people come out and apologize because they want to play the card like they're here to be everyone's hero, and we're fighting for this and we're fighting for that. We're against racism and we're against bigotry and all this. They're not. These are some of the most prejudiced, racial monsters you'll ever meet. And I guarantee you, they say so much. Excuse my French. They say so much bullshit behind closed doors. It makes you sick to your stomach. I'm gonna leave it at that. So Miss Okamura, you owe me an apology, and I'll be waiting for that one.
All right. So I wrote down what he was saying. I wrote down 6 different things about the benevolent BS, the denial of Juneteenth on the Local 1000 page. Local 1000 is trying to talk about the indigenous people trying to hide really their racial feelings about other stuff. Their pretentious, pious behavior. Trying to protect the status quo. Now let's get to that Cora though. Cora Okamura. So, whatever she said that has set Derek off, that was offensive to the Jewish community, let me apologize to Derek. Now listen, Cora's slick, but she ain't the only slick individual on Facebook. There's a lot of slick individuals on Facebook that try to incite stuff. Due to the fact that she's the former statewide president for Secretary Treasurer for all of those years, what you're seeing is the status quo that you were referring to, Derek, but you caught her. This is what happens when you have a real leader that gets elected. People start getting caught. Cora's always on Facebook giving out religious scripture. Almost like a Pharisee or a Sadducee. You know, the high priest in the temple that act so pious, but yet they're the ones causing all the conflict. I'm not judging Cora. I'm just telling you what it is about her. And I knew she was making a mistake. She claims to be righteous, and maybe she is. I don't want to judge no one on their ability to get to the afterlife. But she ain't all she's cracked up to be, Derek. And you caught her. Facebook caught her as well. See, when she stayed quiet about Teresa Taylor telling me to suck a dick, that told me the right thing about Cora Okamura. See, a lot of people don't realize when they enslaved Africans or brought them over here, they used the Bible as the basis to enslave them. Let me send a message out to people. And this is for white people. Yes, slavery has existed since day one. But the different types of slavery was never based on race or skin color. And that slavery that brought the enslaved African to America was very unique. Not just the raping of the women, but to take someone's name, their culture, their religion. That's very unique. To put it into law of a lifetime, that's very unique. The faster white people in America learn that, then maybe they'd be able to somewhat identify with what black people are saying about race and how it still hinders us. But you don't have to look at America to represent employees of Local 1000. Just look at how your vote is being silenced to all the white people in this union who voted, and some who voted for me. Your voice is being silenced because of race. You can't run from this. Just like you can't run from the fact that you feel in your heart we won't get a great contract. Because you know you won't unless I'm the one leading it for you. Fighting for you. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Thank you, Ed. You won't have that. And so when I go after people, whether it's some of these so-called black folks in my community, whether it's some of these so-called Mexicans, whether it's some of these so-called Asians, anybody. You got some slick Native Americans too. You got some slick Jews, Derek, who will hustle you as well. But you know your own. You know, someone said, well, Richard, what about the Kanye West and what he said? I don't know what the heck Kanye was thinking, my Gemini friend. Kanye, on that stuff he said. Here's what I do know. There are people in every community that give a bad name to the rest of the community. Trust me. If you want to get a great contract, Local 1000, put your leader back in place. He said, well, how do we do that? When I ask you to follow my lead, you don't have to question me. I'm inspired by God. Follow me. I have people around me giving me wise counsel. And they're not all black people either. I know what I'm doing. As time goes longer, as the days grow long, more will come out about this union. And then you're going to say, wow, I guess Richard was right. I've been right from the very beginning. All right, so we're going to go to Roxy Walker. And then I'm going to do a couple live on video. Now, how I vote on video is up to you. I told you I would not vote for Gavin, but you're going to do what you want to do. And I'm going to have to respect that. Because currently in this country, you still have the freedom to vote for who you want to vote for. But I'm going to show you live who I'm voting for. Okay, so go ahead, Roxy. You can put your hand down. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, here's my question. I need you to explain to me.
Yes.
On the last tourist Zoom call, maybe the one before, I blatantly asked Annika, did the union pay for her trip to Norway? She said no. Well, Mr. Hall on his Crumbs and Knowles call,
Okay.
he didn't cover that. He was saying what he didn't agree to and what he didn't. He never said that somebody else paid for it. He just said that he did not agree to it and he didn't have the power to do what he wanted to do. So can you explain to me why the two different stories?
All right. So stay on the line with me, Roxy. Don't hang up. Because you may have a follow-up question. So here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to answer this in a minute or less, and then you're going to talk some more. And then I'm going to try to answer again. Annika denied that Local 1000 paid for that trip to Norway. Annika Walls is an absolute liar. I said that in about 7 seconds. We paid for it either directly or indirectly. Bottom line is, our money paid for that trip. Second, really quick. Why didn't Billy Hall address it? Because he got caught. He got caught. He knows we paid for that trip. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking, so I'll let you ask a follow-up.
So, in this meeting, you do everything on the minute.
Hold on 1 second. Wait, hold on, Roxy. Someone has to mute or something. I hear background noise. Somebody's phone or somebody has to mute. Okay, so go ahead, Roxy. Go ahead.
Okay, so I don't understand the lie. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm fighting to stay with the youth. I can't say it clearer. I blatantly asked her the question. And he, on his side, he said he wasn't authorized to do that. He doesn't have the power to do this. So why is he there?
Okay, so here's my follow-up answer to that, and then you can come back with another question. Annika has lied to you. Annika has lied to people left and right. Annika said that she was never trying to remove me from office, which was an absolute lie. Her and David Jimenez. Billy Hall says that he doesn't have the power. That's a lie, because he tried to take all the powers from the president when they illegally changed the policy bound bylaws. They've done that illegally. So he does have the power. He's a liar too. So you're talking to two professional liars who are also prejudiced and racist. And I don't care if Annika Walls is married to a black man, she's still prejudiced. Period. Okay, so what? So I'm saying again.
They're really biased, and I'm really at the point where I don't want to talk to them anymore because of a lie.
So,
No one seems to be able to tell the truth.
well, Roxy, I'm sorry, go ahead.
How can I, me personally, request to see the financial record? Do we have a right to that?
No, you do not. You can have your DLC president ask for the financial records. So let's go back for a second. Remember, Roxy, when I kept putting up on Facebook all of my requests as a board member for the financial records and they refused to give it to me, and I violated the California Corporations Code? So if you want those financial records, you should email your DLC president along, CC me on the email. Because here's what they're, so here, I'm trying to talk as fast as I can because I want you to continue to talk for a little bit. Because you don't call in very often. They told you that money, the recent money for these politicians came from the Coke money. That's a lie. It came from the PAC. We have three, make sure I get this right. We have 3 PACs. Issues PAC, Candidate PAC, Independent Expenditures PAC. That Coke money goes to international. Once we make a certain threshold, they send the money back and they can put it into one of the PACs or they can put it in the general fund. But they'll never tell you what they're exactly doing with the money. How do I know? Because I couldn't get a straight answer when I was going to the building every day. Here's the second thing. It tells you on the dues dollar breakdown, some of your money is used on politics. So when Local 1000 tells you none of your money is being used on politics, it all comes from the Coke fund, they're an absolute 1000% liar. They're lying through their teeth. So when you say, I can't get straight answers from Annika and David, my question is, why did you ever expect to get straight answers from liars? They'll never, ever tell you the truth. Period. And I've been saying this, and forgive me, I'm not getting loud on you, Roxy. All those PowerPoint presentations, Roxy, I was going to do one about the dues dollar breakdown. And I was going to dare these so-called DLC presidents and bunk chairs and anybody else to come at me and say something different. Because they're lying through their teeth. Look at the June 18th, 2018 decision, the Janus decision. They said you can't take money from, quote, non-members because we know you're using the money on politics. So if a person becomes a member of Local 1000 or any public sector union, they're implicitly saying you can use my money on politics unless they give you a letter saying, yes, I want to be a dues-paying member, a full dues-paying member, but you cannot use my money on politics because I did it. And it's up on my website. And it just gets me going because they lie and they lie and they lie. And people like you, Roxy, you say, what the hell am I doing? Why am I even voting in these dumb elections? Why am I even wasting my time calling into these people, trying to keep hope alive, keeping faith in the working class, when all these people do is take trips to Norway, give your money to Gavin, and don't care nothing about you or your grievance process. They don't care about your jobs in DMV. When Gavin comes to take your jobs from DMV, hopefully you won't lose your job. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Hold on one second.
Okay, so my last issue.
Yes.
On this same call, he said that there were hundreds of HR1 filed on, I guess, him, Annika, Irene, and David.
I've heard the same thing.
How did we find out if that's true?
Ask your DLC president. See, hold on a second. Wait a minute, Roxy. This is why I kept you on. Because I knew you would keep digging. And I see the hands raised. I'm going to get to y'all in a second. Roxy, I started getting emails from people who were following HR1s and they were emailing the whole board so you would know. So I would know. So you should ask your DLC president, did you get an email on an HR1 filed against anybody? Because I want a copy of it. And if they refuse to give it to you, Roxy, then you'll text me or email me and I'll send you what was sent to me. Because they emailed the whole board. But the whole board ain't talking to the members and their DLC. Why aren't they? Because they're selfish and they're hypocrites. Not every single DLC president. Not every single one. But a majority of this board, remember, a majority of this board got elected with no votes. They ran uncontested. A majority of this board does not care about no one. They don't care about the staff. They don't care about the staff having good working conditions, but the staff getting good pay increases? Because how can they care about the staff getting good pay increases when they don't even care about you getting a good pay increase? They don't care about your jobs being taken from you in DMV or CCC. Well, you know what? I'm glad you calmed me down. I know you think that I'm probably out of control right now, but I'm glad you calmed me down. You really did. Because what Roxy asked was incredible questions. Your money for Local 1000, if you're a dues paying member, is being used on politics, whether you like it or not. Unless you send them a letter saying, don't use any of my dues on politics, and send me a letter. Hold on a second. Don't get this twisted. I'm not saying a Hudson letter. You can have your money, a full dues paying member, be used on only job grievances and contract negotiations, and say, don't use my money on politics. And let me tell you something else. All you so-called smarty people here at Local 1000, if enough of you did this, if enough of you did what I'm telling you to do, you can have a lawsuit on Local 1000 just like that. Because they'll lie, they'll tell you they're not spending your money on politics, you can catch them in a lie with an attorney, and then they'll be done. They'll be done. Because they're going to lie and lie and lie. And that's why they're trying to remove me out as fast as possible. They wanted that HR1 process to go really quickly. So they went out and got a man on the East Coast. Wait for it, white people. I want you to mark the calendar at 7:15 on October 12th. They went out and got them a black man to do their dirt. And you thought that, quote, I won't call out black folks. Oh, yes, the hell I will. I'll call out these Uncle Toms and these sellout black people faster than you can say what happened. Because you got some Uncle Toms in the black community. Now, is this black man on the East Coast, this independent arbitrator, is he an Uncle Tom? I don't know. I know what my gut tells me. They went out and purposely got him so that he can say, get rid of Richard. And then they can say, we're not prejudiced because a black man told us to get rid of another black man. I told you, boy, let me tell you something. You got the right one. When I tell you I call out everyone equally with equal passion, white people, black folks, Mexicans, Asians. Now, I don't say Native Americans, but if they want to come on here and try me, you come right on here, Native Americans, and try me. I don't go after Jewish people. But don't try me.
My last one.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Roxy.
He said that membership was down 54%. Now, has that happened since you left?
Hold on. Wait a minute. I want you to repeat. You said that Billy Hall told you that membership was down what?
54%.
All right. You cannot believe nothing he's telling you. Nothing. Remember, this is the man that's suing you, suing Local 1000, and trying to remove me from office. Why would you believe any word this man tells you? Nothing. You cannot believe not one single email. If you're not talking to everyone in that DMV down there in Lancaster and telling them, if you get any email from Local 1000 that's not approved by Richard Lewis Brown, don't believe a single word. Nothing. You cannot believe not one word they're talking about. Let them tell you I'm a detriment to the union. No, I'm a detriment to the status quo. I'm an outspoken black man from the Midwest that you can't shake or bake or manipulate or offer a salary stipend or a backroom deal or a house or anything else. I'm a problem. And I'm going to stay a problem. Now look, I ain't perfect, Roxy.
I'm a problem too.
Well, then stay a problem.
Out loud.
Okay.
That I have said it before. I'm big, I'm black, I'm loud, and I'm female. So,
Now look, Roxy, you know black folks in the community, the question is always this, and then I'll get to the hand raise. Who has it tougher, the black man or the black woman? Black men and black women, we argue this all the time in barbershops, hair salons, and the family dinners. The fact is this, we both have it tough. And we know women have a little extra. But I can tell you this with confidence, Roxy. No matter what Yvonne Walker went through, because she was a black woman, there were certain things she was exempt from. But not me. Because remember, Roxy, when those cops came to our house on May 25th at 5 o'clock in the morning in the year of 2021, where I could have lost my life, that didn't happen to Yvonne Walker. I want you and every sister in this union to always remember that. Okay. All right. So if Roxy comes back in the queue and raises her hand, we'll come back to her because she's asking these intense questions. I see Mario's hand, but I saw Dr. Guzman's hand, and I saw Darren's hand raised. So before I go to Mario, Dr. Guzman, please go ahead. Yeah, please.
Okay, so in response to Roxy's first question about whether or not our money was used to send Annika to Norway, I did write a rather compelling email, including some research and that I had sent to you for your strategic use, but you may want to send it to Roxy because it really breaks down what the bullshit that was all about.
And you know what? I'll do that. If she'll email me, I'll forward your email to her.
That's fine.
And what they're doing, Dr. Guzman, they're playing loose with their words, and they don't give you straight answers. That's what politicians do. And this is the one thing where people, when they say, oh, Richard's loud, or Richard's intense, or he's angry, that racist statement of me being an angry black man, the one thing that everyone knows is I'm not lying to you about anything. You can tell I'm not lying to you because, look, they're trying to run me out of office. So when it comes to money...
The bottom line is deception is lies, no matter which way you split it.
So,
you can talk with a forked tongue or whatever, but you are trying to deceive. And that is lies.
Look, we paid for that trip to Norway, and I know a lot of you, including you, Doctor, are very upset about that. And you should be. But I want y'all to realize something. If I wasn't around, I'm not trying to say me, but I'm telling you, I'm a hard person to come behind. Ask my ex-wife. I'm a hard person to come behind. For a lot of different reasons. When it comes to money, Dr. Guzman, everyone on Facebook, everyone on Zoom, I may not be perfect, but you know, you give me your money will be used correctly. Period. And that is that.
And we thank you for that because we work hard for our money. Period. I didn't give the union my money to pay for no damn trip to Norway. You want to send somebody on a trip to Norway? Send me, because that's my fucking money.
Okay. So everyone on Facebook, I know there's people on Facebook that feel the same way as Dr. Guzman. She said that she works hard for her money. And that she did not work this hard for her money to send someone to Norway. She'll take the money and go to Norway herself. So, Dr. Guzman, someone just said they second that on Facebook. And that ain't the only person. That's the one that I'm seeing right now that quickly texts that on Facebook. Woo! Tonight. State employees, regardless of the bargaining unit, regardless of the union they belong to, we as state employees work hard for our money. We do. And we're underpaid and disrespected. And I'm glad that Dr. Guzman said it in the words that needed to be said. I'm glad that she said it like that. Because that's real emotion. All right, so I'm going to stop there. Darren, I saw your hand raised. Is Darren still in the queue? If not, we'll go to Mario. I see his hand raised. So Darren, are you there? Darren Stahl Martinez, are you there? All right, so someone sent Darren the text to let him know that I tried to call on him. I don't see his name in the queue. He must have dropped off. All right, so we'll go to Mario. Go ahead, Mario.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Yes, loud and clear.
Very good, very good. I'm sorry I'm late. It's been a pretty busy week. A lot of things happened. But
Okay.
I'll tell you something, Richard. I look at one of my degrees is economics. In economics, we look at self-interest. always self-interest. Okay, now you probably know where I'm going here, because that's you. And so, one thing I really thank you, President Brown, is that I really believe you look at the best interests of the union and the union members. I have not seen this with the current administration. Apparently, their self-interest is somewhere else, Washington, D.C., wherever. And the Norway trip is a very good focal point, because one thing that's troubled me, Richard, is this. Okay, Annika said it was part of bargaining unit. We're going to help our bargaining. And I go, wait a minute, how is that in the best interest of our union? We have bargaining number 1, number 4. The trip to Norway and bargaining will actually help correctional officers, not the rank and file of SEIU members. And that, so even her statement that it's going to benefit the union in bargaining is actually not on point, because it will mostly benefit correctional officers. And I talked to some CDCR members. They have been fighting for years for better pay, better working conditions, but unfortunately, how it works, state works, the correctional officers get bigger pieces of the pie. So even that statement doesn't explain the interest of our union. I don't know, Richard. And this HR was that Roxy brought up, by which Roxy can talk all she wants. I love listening to her. But this HR ones has really got me perplexed. Anyway, I don't know if you want to add anything, Richard, because I know that you're your reservoir of thoughts and
No. Listen, Mario. I that's why I wanted Roxy to keep talking. I want her to come back on and talk some more. I want you to finish your train of thought, because I didn't start early tonight. My heart told me don't start to 6:30, because I wanted everyone to hear this live. I don't have to repeat myself, even though I'm going to repeat, because I have to go through some of this ballot here in front of y'all. So you go ahead and keep talking, and then
No, I'm good now.
You're good? So listen, to everyone who's filed these HR ones, if they want to reach out to me and send me a copy of these HR ones, I'd like to see them. That's on that. Now you notice, before someone says this, they went out and got a black man on the East Coast as the independent arbitrator to get rid of me. But yet on their HR ones, they're going to have a little, quote, panel within Local 1000 to do their dirty work. See, when I say this is racial and it's political and together, they're working together to protect the status quo, which is the money, I'm telling you the truth. That's why I kind of take notes when people are talking. And this is why I tell you that these people, none of these people will come on my Zoom and challenge me. Listen to this. How is Billy and Annika and David and Irene Green, how are they going to be fighting for you along with the bunk chairs when they're afraid to even come on my own Zoom and challenge me and say, we had to put you out because of this, this, and this? Because the truth is not in them. Because what would happen is you guys would come on and go after them. And then their people would come on. And it'd be a big old fight. But you sometimes have to go to war to create a new culture. And this is what Local 1000 is involved in right now. This is a war that we're going through. Because remember, everyone said, Richard, you'll never beat her. Well, they were a never lie. That's like telling black folks, you'll never have freedom in this country, which some black people say we still don't have, before y'all say that. That's like telling women, you'll never vote. Well, women are voting. They take office. So when they say to you, things will never change, you cannot give up to a defeatist attitude. Because if you do, then who are you? What is your purpose? That's not how this country was created. All right. I don't see no more hands.
One little point on that.
Yes.
One thing I noticed, I was able to listen to Bill Hall's Straight Talk this weekend a little bit.
Okay.
It's very difficult to listen to.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Now, going back to self-interest, what I'm noticing is this. Annika, Bill, and Mr. Jimenez, because Bill, little words that he has said, well, are acting competing self-interest amongst those three.
And you know what, Mario? Everyone on Facebook, in case y'all didn't hear what he said, the way Billy talks on his videos, he thinks that, Mario thinks that the three, there's competing interests. Absolutely, there's competing interests. Because David and Annika don't want Irene and Billy around. Because Billy and Irene is part of the Bonzo crew. Listen to this. Hold on, check this out, Mario, and then I'll let you continue. Listen. When they sent out the email this evening, this is how racial this is. Billy, quote, the white man, tries to act like, oh, we condemn this. A white man saying, hold on. But this is a white man saying this, and I'm not saying as a negative remark against all white men. But there's certain white men I don't want to hear that from. Particularly Billy Hall, because I know he's a racist. Now, they try to follow behind that with Irene Green, the black woman. Well, we cannot condone that behavior. Notice the absence of Annika and David, the Latinos and Latina. Notice that. Now hold on. I have black people who support me. I have white people who support me. I have Asians. I have Mexicans who support me.
And soldiers.
Soldiers. I have represented employees of all races, sexual orientation, supporting me. But Annika and David didn't say anything because Ron Herrera, the person that they were telling, we're going to run Richard's ass out of office, now he had to resign. And that the whole crew that was doing all this talking, racial talking, were Latinos. But yet, they tell white Americans, respect us, speak Spanish, and if our people come across the border illegally, so what? Deal with it. We want the Southwest back. Okay. Tell you what. It's 7:30. Latinos do have a gripe. It's a legitimate gripe. Native Americans, you know they legitimate. But I would tell Latinos and Native Americans, don't run up on me. Ain't nobody got a bigger gripe than African Americans. Now I know about all the broken trees and all the hell that Native Americans went through and all the BS in the Southwest that the Latinos have gone through. Oh yes. But don't run up on me talking that racial stuff, because I'll get back at you. And I ain't the only black person that feels that way. Now look, America has made some problems. It has some character faults. But the last time I checked, Mexicans still speak Spanish, and they held on to their Catholic ways. And the Native Americans held on to their languages, and they got reservations, and some got tax-free casinos. Black folks, please. They talk about slave reparations, whatever. I'm just being real.
Well, Richard, I respect the struggles of all.
Exactly.
Now, the thing when I mentioned that self-interest is because of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I can probably know more. Is that since they all have competing self-interest, I don't know who's pulling the strings.
Right.
Okay. What they're not doing, I can tell they're not united because they're obviously not working in the best interest of the union and the union members. That's what I'm thinking is that there's going to be a big dissension. And right now, time is of essence. We're wasting trips on, like Dr. Brown said, about going to Norway and doing fangled things, running membership drives that don't result in nothing. We are not at the table demanding, for example, the DMV, a safe working environment. I mean, I can go on, Richard, but they're obviously not fighting for the best interest of our union members.
So, Mario is doing a great job discussing these issues really quickly. Basically, our, quote, statewide leadership and DLC President Billy Hall are fighting among themselves. You got that right, they're fighting, because it's all about power. But I told everyone this. Now maybe I don't say it enough. If I'm not your chief, if I'm not put back into my position as duly elected president, given my powers back to get things done for everyone, your next contract, expect to lose everything.
We're going to be screwed.
That OPEB, remember my 10-point platform? I said we're going to stop the OPEB? That ain't going to stop. Do you think these people who refer to the governor as their boss, as our boss, how the hell can they negotiate for you when they refer to that man as your boss? When they're voting for that man, you won't get nothing done. In fact, so here we go. So right here, let me scribble out. So it says Gavin Newsom for governor. You know, Gavin Newsom, the one that takes from us. Or Brian Dowley. Well, Brian Dowley, here we go. I'm voting for Brian Dowley. And don't worry, when I'm done, I'll scan everything and put up on my createexcellence7437.com website. Because I lead by example. Oh, and real quick, this is kind of a long thing. They say, oh, Lieutenant Governor. I can't even say this person's last name, you're a Democrat. And then the other person, Angela E. Underwood Jacobs, is a Republican. Well, I'm going with a Republican on this aspect. Oh, Secretary of State, Shirley Weber, a black woman, African American. Rob Bernowski, Republican. Going with the Republican. I didn't hear Shirley talk about Juneteenth. But hold on, everybody. Stay with me. Stay with me. Controller, Lonnie J. Chin for the controller, or Malia Cohen, black woman, African American, Democrat.
And that's all very valid, Richard.
Wait a minute. Now, I've been voting Republican. So for the controller, we have a Republican and a Democrat. Who am I going to vote for, Mario?
I'm going to vote for you, Mr. Brown.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not running for controller. So I have a Republican and a Democrat running. So who do you think I'm going to vote for? Oh, hold on. Hey, hold on, though, Michelle. Hold on a second. Who do you think I'm going to vote for?
That's, respectfully, President Brown, this is the problem, I think.
No. I want you to tell me who do you think I'm going to vote for, because I'm going to show y'all something.
Okay, you're going to vote for what your conscience is.
Okay, so who am I voting for? The Democrat or the Republican? I see you, though, Michelle.
Well, I'll just, for the sake of moving on, I'll say the Republican.
Wrong answer. See, everyone thinks they know me so damn well, but they don't. See, I always tell you I'm holding so much back. Janice Corbin, I definitely wouldn't vote for a Republican. I mean, I think that Donald Trump is the president. Hold on, Janice Corbin. That's an African American woman on Facebook. We work at this treasurer's office, and I respect her deeply. Now, I didn't vote for Shirley Weber. Malia Cohen, I'm voting for. Black woman, Democrat. Malia Cohen, if I'm saying her last name correctly, I'm voting for her. Should I tell you why I'm voting for her? I will. See, I hold secrets. But now, I made someone a promise. Now, I'm not telling you, y'all have to vote for Malia, but I am. But I made somebody a promise. I made Malia Cohen a promise. Because she gave me the utmost respect. Oh, you didn't know I knew her. You didn't know I met her. Okay. Moving on. Treasurer, Jack Guerrero, Republican. Fiona Mall, Democrat. Well, I'm going to lose some respect at the treasurer's office. I'm going to vote for Fiona. I don't agree with all her decisions that she makes. I don't. But I'm going to vote for Fiona. Now, y'all know she had those allegations of sexual harassment against an African-American woman. Were they true? I don't know. Attorney General, a Republican or a Democrat? Nathan Hochman, Republican, or Rob Bonta, Democrat? This is what I'm going to do. Nathan Hochman, the Republican, I'm going with you. Insurance Commissioner, Ricardo Lara, Democrat, or Robert Howell, Republican? I'm going with the Republican, going with Mr. Robert Howell. That's what I'm doing. Now, District 1, Board of Equalization, Democrat or Republican? Jose Altamirano, Democrat. Ted Gaines, Republican. I'm going to go with the Democrat on this one. United States Senator, full term, Mark Mesner, oh God, how do you say his name? Musner, Republican, or Alex Padilla, Democrat? Uh-oh. U.S. State Senate seat. Going with the Republican. Mark Mesner. And I'm going to go with him again for the partial, unexpired, the same Senate seat. I'm going to go with him again. All right, the Congressional District Seat 7, Doris Matsui or Max Soponico? I'm going to go with Doris Matsui, Democrat. Okay, now here for Sacramento, for this area, Senate District 8, Angelique Ashby or Dave Jones? They're both Democrats. I'm going to go with Angelique. They say she's got a lot of baggage, but I'm going to go with Angelique. And then for Assembly District 10, Stephanie Nguyen, Democrat, or Eric Guerrero, Democrat? I'm going to go with Eric Guerrero. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. And then next week, I'll finish off the rest of this. I may do it live on video. For all these propositions about spending money here and there, nah, I'm voting no on those propositions. Because you don't know if they're telling you the truth or not. But I want people to see that I vote for Democrats and Republicans. Unfortunately, I don't have Green Party or independents or libertarians or people who have no party affiliation because of this top 2 primary garbage that was passed years ago. Okay, good. I see someone supports me on voting no for the props. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna go to Darren. Go ahead, Darren.
Richard, I've been playing a little bit of hide and go seek.
Oh, no problem.
Run, but hey, I had an opportunity to jump on the other call a little while ago, and was pleasantly amused at the amount of lack of self-control that was being had on that meeting. It was quite comical and slightly pornographic, but it is what it is. When you don't get people's respect, you get what you get.
Wait, you said pornographic. Wait, hold on, Darren. You said pornographic. Why would you say pornographic? No, seriously.
I think the call was infiltrated by and display numbers that were not appropriate for normal folks.
No, wait, explain that. You said the call was infiltrated. What do you mean by that? Wait, hold on. Your phone is staticky. Hold on, Darren. Darren,
Are you serious right now? That's the funniest thing I've
hold
ever
on.
heard.
Wait, so hold on, everybody on Facebook. Darren, your phone is losing connection. I can't hear what you're saying. You're saying that on Billy Hall's call tonight was pornographic stuff. And Darren, you gotta call. We can't hear you, Darren. You gotta call back.
Give me a second. I need to know about this guy. Yeah, there's some people that I just need to get some. Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear. Okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so there's some folks that were sharing some pornographic content on their cam during the conference call.
Hold on a second. Wait, hold on. Darren, stop. I gotta slow you down for a second. I want to make sure I hear you correctly.
Okay.
You said on Billy Hall's call tonight, Straight Talk, that there were people on there with pornographic material?
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. Sure. Video with the camera.
Were they talking to Billy while they were showing up pornographic material?
No, they were just sitting there listening to the meeting.
Oh, so they didn't know. Wait a minute, Darren. So there were some people on this call that were watching porn, and they didn't know that other people could see that.
Oh no, they do. They were actually broadcasting it on their camera for everybody to see. There was definitely not becoming of a meeting. Let's just say that.
So on this call tonight that Billy Hall was doing, because he's acting like he's the chair of Local 1000, and he's not. You're saying that there's people in his chat group or in the attendees that were watching porn. So how were they able to share the porn to let other people see it?
That I don't know, but they were. I got a couple of video clips of it. It's just like, wow, really? But whoever was running the board wasn't doing their job.
So hold on. So somebody on Facebook wants me to ask this question. Why didn't Billy stop the meeting?
All he did after a few minutes of it going on, but apparently he wasn't paying attention. Whoever was running the board wasn't paying attention to exactly everything that was going on.
So he stopped the meeting when he realized there was porn going on, but then he started back up once they got rid of the porn people?
Yeah, that's pretty much. But it went on for more than a few minutes.
I don't know what this. No, look.
No, it was. Yeah, it's the whole thing of when you don't command respect, then you kind of get what you get.
The person that was sharing the porn, the person that was sharing the porn. What's that person's name?
Oh, I don't know right now, but I can get it to you later.
I want to shake his hand, man.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a couple of them.
Yeah, I want to know their names. Yeah.
I appreciate the gesture.
Okay.
It's the deal of, it's union business and we got to get stuff done. I would not want somebody doing that to your meetings on this side, myself.
You know what? Now I agree with you. Darren, I agree with you on that. You can only imagine if that happened in one of my meetings, and I'm at the building. What they would have said, that I can condoned it and I encouraged it. You can only imagine what they would have said about me.
Oh no, exactly.
So.
But I wanted to circle it over to the stuff that happened down in Southern California.
Okay.
And I know you covered a lot of ground on it.
Okay.
But one of the things that that I'm disappointed on from SEIU, and I shared some things over on Bill's call because he actually took my call for a change, which is kind of weird, but and surprising.
No, wait, Darren. No, it's not.
Yep.
No, it's not. Because if he thinks you're Mexican, he's taking your call.
Well, that's probably true.
Okay.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
But the big thing is, you know, the apology or whatever, the disregard or the press release that they gave was extremely boilerplate. It was extremely, you know, I would say disingenuous. You know, it didn't cover enough because, you know, that his quote was, well, we were doing our announcement in conjunction with other parties. And, you know, my thing is, since when is it appropriate when you strongly and vehemently disagree on something that had taken place, that you're waiting for somebody to give you the cue that it's all clear to go ahead and put something out? You know, that tells me that there's some collusion going on within the unions within our state, which we already know, but that just kind of adds a little something to it. And the thing is you know, with the issues that you know that were disclosed during that meeting of, you know, the homophobia, the sexism, the racism that had happened, it was during a meeting where they were actually discussing voter district. And Ron Ferreira was playing a role in actively gerrymandering voter district to the disadvantage of black voters. And if Herrera had walking papers on that, or directives on that, who gave him those directives? You know? You're not going to be a union official and not take orders from somebody. And my thing is, this needs to go higher. You know, and I shared that with Bill Hall in the room of folks in there, that this doesn't stop with a formal press release. This needs to be followed up with actual actions by our labor unions, because if we are messing with the democratic process, well, of course, we can already see we're doing it right now. What else are they getting away with? And, you know, one of the things that, you know, I wish we could figure out a way to persuade the DOJ to look into this further, because gerrymandering district is a very serious thing.
Hold on a second. I'm glad that you brought that up. I just went through live telling you I'm voting for Democrats over Republicans, and for the Attorney General, I voted for a Republican. Now, let me be quite honest with you, Darren. Gerrymandering, what you're seeing, and I'm going to throw you for a loop. I'm going to set the black folks to the side for a second. Gerrymandering. Democrats and Republicans are both guilty of trying to hook and crook to get what they want. They are equally they're equally yoked. Now, unfortunately for the Democrats, the party I belong to currently, you have Latinos who would not mind disenfranchising blacks to help out other Latinos in the LA area. Which is one of the reasons, and this is one of the reasons why sometimes blacks and Latinos in LA, they clash. Not just in the street life, but in professional life as well. Because Latinos feel like they've gone through hell with the loss of the Southwest, the Mexican-American War. And, you know, we as black folks, we say, well, hey, we kind of ride over that we didn't want to come over on to begin with. So we're both upset.
And half of this already filled out, so you can copy.
Huh?
And then half of this filled out, so you can copy.
Say what?
Okay, so hold on. You have to make sure we all mute ourselves. Let's make sure we all mute ourselves. So what you're bringing up about the gerrymandering, and it should go higher, it probably won't go higher. Because California is run by the Democrats. And when you're wrong, yeah, but when you're wrong, you're wrong. If you ever notice some of the corruption at the state capitol, where there's Democrat or Republican, when there's enough evidence where you can't really get around it, then those people go to prison or they get put out of office, whatever. This gerrymandering, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes away. It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
No, it definitely shouldn't.
Yeah, but
And the thing is to follow up is two of those people that were part of that whole discussion down there that chose to remain silent and let Miss Martinez run her mouth, were water carriers for Governor Brown and Governor Newsom.
Which person? Oh, wait. Which two people was that?
Neil and Kevin Leon.
Kevin DeLeon and Gil who?
Neil.
Okay. You're correct.
Yeah, they've been state representatives. You know, they were water carriers. You know, the other thing too is what I denounce accountability is. You know, did our COPE money go and help elect those guys in the past?
Yes.
And if our COPE money or whatever, even any of our money went that direction, there should be a formal request from our union to have those monies returned.
You're not getting the money returned, and it wasn't COPE money. It wasn't COPE money. It was PAC money. COPE money goes.
We know.
COPE money goes to international. Once we reach our required amount for the year, some of that money may come back. And then some of that money may go into one of the PACs or it may go into the general fund. But our regular money that goes into those PACs, so it's hard to separate what money is what. It's all mixed in together. That's why I said, you know, whether you contribute to COPE or not, you're still paying money on politics. You're still contributing to the PAC. Remember, on the membership app.
I'm glad that you highlighted that earlier. You know, because I've been asleep at the switch myself about making sure that our money stays to fund our union and to fund, you know, our fight for the grievances that we have. So I'm going to have to sidebar with you to get that letter because, like I said, I've been asleep at the switch. I'm going to sign that letter, and I'm going to report. I want my funds only to stay.
So I'll tell you what I'll do, because the letter is up on my website. And when I was emailing last year, I put the link on my website to that letter. I said, just follow what I did. And I don't know if anyone did, but if people want to contact me, it's on my website. It's called I can't remember the name of the letter. I can't remember what I named it on my tab, but it was about no political spending. And you know what? And I'll put that link up on my Facebook page, because you can be a full dues paying member of Local 1000, Darren, and not have any of your money being contributed to politics. And if enough people did that, then you would stop all political spending.
And Richard, you know, I'll be honest with you. You know, these folks have pissed me off enough to where I wouldn't mind. I'll make photocopies of on my own and flyer drop in the parking lot for folks to sign and send in.
So what I did, I created my own letter, and I would tell anybody, just take my letter and just put your name at the bottom of it. So it's not a template letter. It's just a letter that I wrote. And gosh, I know I have a copy of the letter.
Can you send it to me too, please?
I'll do that.
Do they send a response?
You know what? I gotta look for that response, because I should have taken that response and made a PDF to attach to the letter. Y'all giving me some work to do. But they did respond saying we won't use your money, but I knew they were lying. And you know what? I think they responded right before I won the election. And so I didn't put a lot more thought into it because there was just so much coming at me.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've said what I said right now, but I definitely want to get my hands on that letter, and I'm going to actively have that discussion with some of my fellow members, and you know, put that option in front of them, because this whole thing of the Politics Matters crowd. Well, guess what? What happened down in Los Angeles, I guarantee you, is not the only circumstance. And you know, when you're blindly following the water carriers, then guess what? You're going to get caught up in whatever they drop behind them. And that's kind of where our union's at, man. You know, they're not only playing politics, but they're showing that they're not union leaders. They're showing that they are lackeys for politicians. And that's not the setup of what a union is supposed to be. You know, regardless of whatever the politicians have to do to pass bills for us to get our pay increases, they have to deserve the contributions that we provide to them. We cannot be blindly giving it away and just getting the same results every single time.
So, everyone on Facebook, what Darren said, we can't be blindly giving away our money to politicians. It's a very true statement. But I didn't run on that. My platform says no political spending. So you wouldn't even have to worry about following any politician. What I said is we'll create a strike fund. We don't care who sits in office. When we negotiate our contract, we bargain in good faith. If we reach a legal impasse, take a strike vote. If it comes back yes, we're shutting this state down completely. Period. Who cares who's in office? And that's how you don't alienate Democrats or Republicans or someone else from another political party. You treat them all the same damn way. Okay. So if Darren wants to put his hand back up, he can. Delia H-G. I saw your hand raised. Delia?
Yes, my hand wasn't raised. I was actually giving a thumbs up.
Oh, okay. So I'm glad that Darren called in and said these things. That gerrymandering is serious. And it was going to disenfranchise black voters because they want the Latino voters to have more to say. Was that racially motivated? Yes. Do I stand by what I said that some Mexicans don't find blacks as being their equal? Yes, I do. I know some black folks who don't like other black folks. So this idea of being prejudiced or racist can be applied to those outside the black community. Now, let me say this really quickly. Some people say, can black people be prejudiced? Can black people be prejudiced? Yes, they can. Can they be racist? No, they can't. Why not? Because we don't own anything. We're a minority. And we don't have a history of telling people, oh, you're beneath us because of your skin color. That ain't what Africans do, or African Americans. We've never done that. That's not in our history. To be racist, you have to be in the majority and be in a position of power to force your will down upon those who are in the minority. That's a hard concept for a lot of people to accept. I get it. I told you when I got elected president of Local 1000, it brought... a lot of people thought it was just for one thing, but it wasn't. Anyone who wants to talk to me about this union, about my sincerity, I'm always here. But I told you that racism is in our union. There are people in our leadership who are prejudiced. Annika and David. Birds of a feather flock together. And they were close with Ron Herrera. Because they were telling him, we're going to get Richard out. And then we'll be in charge of Local 1000. And then we can do what we want to do. And we will help you with that gerrymandering. So wait, I see something on Facebook here. So I see Lo Michelle says, some CEOs and CSEs at the institutions have made those of other colors not get jobs because of the color of their skin. I've heard that. I heard that black folks have a hard time behind those prison walls with racism. I have heard that. Here's what I do know. The white people in Madison County behind those prison walls, they're losing their jobs because they're white, they're conservative, and they're Republican. That's why I went up there to fight for them. Not just because they were represented by Local 1000, but what was being done to them was wrong. Listen to this, everyone. They tell you we're going to get a great contract. Help us get a great contract. But they have not told you not one day, not one time, what they're not willing to accept. I told you we're going to sign a contract where your employment is guaranteed. This is how I said this. I'm the only person in Local 1000 that tells you when we sign a contract, your jobs are guaranteed for the length of that contract. That means they can't close your state agency. See, when we signed that last contract, we don't have that in there. Or the people in Lansing County would be protected. This is why people say don't sign a contract with a no strike clause unless you're guaranteeing our wages and our jobs for the duration of this contract. They're right to say that. You put me back in my position of power with my powers, and I'm the chief negotiator, you won't have these types of problems. These people have been lying and lying and lying, and they will keep lying to you, keep sending you out these emails, thinking that you're stupid, hoping they can demoralize you, hoping that you quit the union. That's what they're hoping for. All right, I see I had a hand raised. JS Galaxy, you want to say something, JS Galaxy? I saw your hand was raised. So JS Galaxy? Okay, I guess not. All right, so I stand by every word that I said tonight on October 12th, 2022. We started at 6:33. We've talked about money, we've talked about race, we talked about gerrymandering, we've talked about the benevolent BS. Bullshit. They try to make you feel good about their BS. And it's wrong. They got caught down in LA, the city council. Those members who were being racially motivated to say those racially motivated things. Calling the man's child a little monkey, and the child is black, a little monkey. Local 1000 sends out an email saying they condemn this. Local 1000 is an absolute liar. They're trying to remove its president, who's a black man. I guess I'm a little monkey as well. So they don't want the little monkey running the union, even though the white people in the union voted for the little monkey. That's how they see me, as a little monkey. Some of these Local 1000 leaders, like David and Annika and Billy Hall. I'm not a little monkey, I'm a black man. Okay? Now, I was told by people, black people, how they felt about us down in LA. I'm not going to smear the entire Latino community, because I don't want the entire black community being smeared when somebody goes out here and robs a liquor store and shoots somebody's brains out for no reason at all. We're not going to stereotype all groups, but I'm telling you, when I tell you there are certain leaders in Local 1000 who are racist and prejudiced and are trying to remove me out, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. All right, we're going to shut this down. I may do another video later this week. I'm not for sure. And then I'll finish up my voting next week on video. I'm not telling you who to vote for. When I did the count, I voted for 6 Democrats and 6 Republicans. I guess that's bipartisan. I didn't have nobody else to vote for. I'm not voting for Gavin Newsom, period. That's my love and respect for Lansing County. And that's that love and respect I have for me, myself, and I, along with other black people across America. You say that black people don't deserve Juneteenth. You say that you can't give out a state-paid holiday that's already a federal holiday, Juneteenth. That's how you feel, Gavin? Then you don't need my vote. I'll see you when I see you. And I'll make sure I tell every black person, if you're voting for Gavin Newsom, that's your opinion. That's what you do. But he don't care about you. He don't care about state employees. He took money from all of us. And like I told people, if he was willing to close those jobs at CCC and hurt white people, as a black man in this country, I know I don't have anything coming from him. Stop voting for people who don't like you, who don't care about you, or are hurting you financially. Don't vote for him. If you do vote for him, that's your prerogative. Other people on this ballot, you do what you have to do. You do what you have to do. But I'm not voting for him. Somebody has to stand up to Gavin Newsom. How do you stand up? Oh, what's the name of my Facebook page? My Facebook page is R.L. Brown. Or you can go to my other page on Facebook, Richard DeReal 7437. I also have my Twitter, Richard Real 7437 on Twitter, and Instagram, Richard DeReal 7437 on Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I ain't that young, y'all. So when I talk about these things, and I say it's political, I say it's racial, and it's all trying to protect the status quo of money, every time I say it and I try to walk away from it, it keeps resurfacing. But there's more to come. If they're willing to call a child a little monkey, then what are they calling black men? What are they calling us? You know what they're calling us. And they ain't just white people that say the N-word. Okay? And this is why they're trying to remove me from office. Remember I said this is a local lynching with a highly carefully organized castration, carefully crafted castration? So they're going to lynch me, but they want to keep me alive too. That's what they're trying to do by removing me from office. You can't allow this to happen. Now, I asked people to cash at me. I know times is tough. Gas ain't getting any cheaper. I got it. I've asked you, to call me. Can you help me? 408-207-2339. That's 408-207-2339. The situation about not spending money on politics, how you can do a letter and send it to the union. I'll put the link up on my website, that letter I did. I'll do that. Local 1000, they think they can survive all of this. They got a war on their hands. They got a war on their hands. And they can go out and get all the black people they can muster and try to pay them off to do their dirty work. I'll call out those black people as fast as I'll call out white people who are prejudiced and racist, as fast as I'll call out Mexicans who are prejudiced and racist, as fast as I'll call out Asians who try to be so slick and cunning with their prejudice and racist ways. You think I'm lying? Go to Africa and look at how the Chinese are trying to infiltrate Africa with that slickness. Okay, enough preaching for tonight. I want to thank you, little Michelle. I want to thank everyone on Facebook for staying with me this whole evening. Everyone on Zoom, I want to thank you for coming on. If you're wondering how hard am I pushing to get my position back, just stick with me. Stick with me. All right. Mwah! Have a great evening. That's probably the only time I smile tonight, at the very end. Y'all have a great evening, and I'll talk to everyone soon. Good night.